What is up, America? Greetings. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I am Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. It's great to have you with us on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We're going to take your phone calls here in just a moment, but if you have questions about meds, supplements, or the longevity products, or if you just have a comment or you'd like to share a success story, time to get on board early. We'd love to hear from you today. Our number is 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. Toll free, that's 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. I am a nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, and I'm here to tell you that if you're on a prescription drug, as a registered pharmacist who's been studying these things for the last 30 years, I am telling you, you're not helping yourself. In fact, depending on what you're using or how many drugs you're taking, they're probably shortening your life. When we take a prescription drug for our degenerative disease issues, which are what most diseases can be classified as, not only are we doing nothing to reverse our health challenges, but in many ways we're actually making things worse. That's because in addition to being a waste of money and a diversion of our attention from our real problems, which drugs can rarely help, statin drugs, hypertensives, antihypertensives, beta blockers, calcium channel blockers and such, have to be processed by the liver. That means these substances have to be cleared out of the body. At the end of the day, after all, they are poisons. The liver is our detoxification structure. It's a two-part system. The detox system is made up of two parts. They call it phase 1 and phase 2. Part 1 or phase 1 involves oxygen and enzymes, and this system can be turned on or stimulated. In other words, the liver can make more phase 1 chemicals, phase 1 detoxification chemicals, if it's dealing with a lot of toxins. The more toxins that get into your body, the more phase 1 chemicals the body, actually the liver, will make. Smoking, prescription drugs, charbroiled meats, alcohol, environmental toxins, benzene, formaldehyde, heavy metals. These are all things that can stress out and increase phase 1 chemicals, phase 1 enzymes. So can caffeine, so can perfumes, so can preservatives that are found in meat or skincare products. People who have chemical sensitivities typically have issues with phase 1 detoxification. Phase 1 detoxification enzymes put little chemical wheels on poisons, allowing them to essentially roll out of the body the way you use one of those little blocks of wood with wheels on them when you move your furniture. Ultimately, too much toxicity can put a burden on phase 1 detoxification, and this can show up as liver disease, and it can show up as kidney disease. What's worse is sometimes the end products of phase 1 detoxification are worse than the original poison, which is why we have phase 2 detoxification, which is supposed to take care of any poisons that are formed via the phase 1 breakdown process. Phase 2 detoxification is a little different than phase 1. Phase 1 enzymes get increased as needed. Phase 2 depends on nutrition. Phase 2 depends on the nutrients we take. Phase 2 depends on the healthy start pack. That means we can, through nutritional supplementation, through food choices as well, we can strengthen this second part of the detoxification system. If you're doing anything that's causing your phase 1 enzymes to work harder, if you're taking prescription drugs, if you're using illegal drugs, if you're drinking a lot of alcohol, if you're smoking cigarettes, these are the big ones. If you're working with gasoline or dry cleaning chemicals or paint or glue, these can also cause phase 1 stress. So beefing up your phase 2 system using nutritional supplementation can be really, really important. There's some substances that can slow down phase 1. Grapefruits contain a powerful phase 1 inhibitor called naringenin, and this can make prescription drugs more potent, and it can make prescription drugs last longer. This is why you may have heard that you shouldn't drink grapefruit juice with certain drugs. Issues with your gut bacteria, so-called dysbiosis, can also act to slow down phase 1, and of course some prescription drugs can do it as well. Valium, Xanax, Tagamet, Zantac, all of these can help suppress phase 1 detoxification. And if you're on multiple drugs, if you're taking a lot of prescription drugs, there's a really good chance that you're going to have phase 1 detoxification problems. Oh yeah, there's another big-time group of chemicals that can really mess up the phase 1 system, pesticides. That means you can eat your nice, delicious green salad with all your different reds and blues and greens and purples and all the colors the way your doctor told you to, and your exposure to pesticides, Roundup, malathion, and all the other pesticides and insecticides that are sprayed on plants will make your phase 1 detoxification system work that much harder. And this is one important reason to eat organic. Especially if you're smoking cigarettes or you're taking prescription drugs, you're really going to be bombarding and overloading your phase 1 detoxification system. And caffeine is also processed by phase 1 detoxification. If you find you can't sleep at night, even after 1 cup of coffee or after a little Coke or a little Pepsi, there's a good possibility that you're dealing with an overloaded phase 1 detoxification system. So how do you improve phase 1 detox? Make sure you're practicing deep breathing techniques, because oxygen is really, really important for phase 1 detoxification. Stay away from stressors. Wean yourself off of prescription drugs. Don't drink so much caffeine. Don't drink so much alcohol. And quit smoking if you are smoking tobacco cigarettes. The B complex of vitamins is very important, especially thiamine, and so is vitamin C. If you're interested in upregulating or improving your phase 2 detoxification system, diet and nutrition are especially important. Think protein, especially whey protein. Use MSM sulfur. Use cruciferous vegetables. Take your OPC selenium. Selenium is very, very important for upregulating phase 2 detoxification. Use your Longevity Ultimate enzymes, which contain something called betaine. Betaine can also help improve phase 2 detoxification. The same goes for your glucogel caps. The glucogel caps contain amino acids that can upregulate, bump up the activity of phase 2 detoxification enzymes. Bottom line, my friends, if you want to support detoxification, it's probably best not to tox in the first place. Wean yourself off your drugs, quit smoking, don't drink so much alcohol, and don't use so much caffeine. Make sure you're using nutritional supplementation. Start sipping on the BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, all day long. Stay off of problem foods. Get on the Healthy Start Pack and throw in your ultimate enzymes and OPC selenium too. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Excuse me. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Our number today is 831-685-1080 or toll free 888-379-2552. Don't go away. We'll be back right after this on the ZBS Radio Network. Hey, we are back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm your host, guest host, Pharmacist Ben, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today. We will take your calls here at just the bottom of the hour at 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552, toll free. I'll be sitting in for the next 45 minutes or so with my good friend and colleague, Douglas Winfrey. Hello there, Doug.
Well, welcome back to the show. It's been a little while since you've been on. I thought immediately of you when I saw this Fox News story headlined, Severe Sunburns Early in Life Linked to Higher Melanoma Risk.
This is true. Yes, this is true.
And they say that this was a study that was done by Dr. Abrar Qureshi, a chief of the Department of Dermatology at the Rhode Island Hospital in Providence. And they say that although too much sun exposure throughout life increases the risk of all types of skin cancer, melanoma, the least common but deadliest type of skin cancer, seems to be particularly linked to exposure early in life. They found that women who had experienced 5 or more blistering sunburns before age 20 had an 80% higher risk of developing melanoma compared to those who didn't have those kind of sunburns early in life. It was a 20-year study. They looked at 109,000 Caucasian women ages 25 to 42 residing in 14 different states. They examined the role of the number of risk factors, including chronic exposure in adulthood and sun exposure early in life, in developing the 3 major types of skin cancer. The participants regularly provided information about their health and skin cancer risk factors, including moles on their legs and number of blistering sunburns and their use of tanning beds. And they said that because people may not accurately remember or report their sun exposure related to behaviors, they say they also estimated each participant's cumulative exposure to UV radiation over the study period based on how long each one lived in different locations in the U.S. as the angle of the sun changes by latitude. By the end of the study, nearly 7,000 had been diagnosed with the most common skin cancer, basal cell carcinoma. About 900 had developed squamous cell carcinoma, and about 800 had melanoma. It showed that women who were estimated to be exposed to the highest amounts of UV radiation had a more than 2-fold increase, 200% increase risk of basal cell carcinoma and squamous cell carcinoma compared to women with the lowest UV exposure. There was no link with this with melanoma. However, they said it was more closely related to exposure early in life. They said the number of severe blister sunburns in early years, those that had lived and had the most of these blisterings between the ages of 15 and 20, had an 80% increased risk for melanoma, 68% increase for basal cell or squamous cell carcinoma. And they said this is in line with previous research that's where they had found that women with red hair color and reported their skin sensitive to sun were more likely to develop any type of skin cancer. So there you go. They need to be slathered on some sunscreen, I guess.
Probably.
Huh? Yeah.
But you know what's really interesting, what I hear when I listen to you read that story, it sounds like melanoma is skin cancer, right?
Right.
It's not.
Well, they said it was.
Melanoma happens inside your body as much as it happens outside your body. It's a melanin issue. It's the term melanoma is a cancer of the cells that make melanin. Melanin is a pigment. Yes, most melanin or a lot of melanin is located outside your body, but you got melanin inside your body too. And you can get melanoma inside your body. You can get melanoma on the bottoms of your feet, areas that rarely get exposed to the sun. You can get melanoma in parts of your body that you wear clothes that cover up the sun. For some reason, people link the sun and the skin to melanoma, and while it's true, a lot of melanoma will show up on the outside of your body, it shows up inside your body too. So we want to get this idea that that the sun is the evil villain that causes melanoma out of our heads, because it diverts us from the real problem associated with cancer, and that is toxicity inside the body and a lack of good nutrition. That's how you protect yourself from cancer, guys. Not by staying out of the sun. The sun is your friend. Can burning make a difference and cause problems? Absolutely. As the study indicates, if you have severe burns when you're young, that ups your chance of getting melanoma. But we want to disassociate the idea that the sun and melanoma are linked together. We're using more sunscreen in this country and around the world than ever before, and our rates of melanoma haven't dropped. Our rates of melanoma have actually increased. So clearly the sun is involved, but it's not just a sun issue. Clearly you get melanoma on the skin, but it's not just a skin issue. It happens inside your body, and it also happens in areas that don't have contact with the sun. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We're coming back at you after this break. Our number today.
Let's head to Seattle, Washington, and Tricia, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Tricia.
Hello.
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing good. What's going on? What's on your mind?
I was calling about, I take metformin and glyphosate for type 2 diabetes, but the blood sugar has been running in the 200s, and as a result, my creatinine and my blood levels are up from the kidneys, which causes I'm having swelling as a result of that.
Do you know where your creatinine's at? That's okay.
It's at 1.25.
Okay, it's a little high.
27.
Okay, so you're up. You're a little high. Here's the deal. Now's the time to address your kidneys. The thing about the kidneys is the kidneys are cleaning out the blood. That's the job of the kidneys. So what does that tell you if you have a kidney problem? Well, it tells you got a blood problem. Now, clearly we know you got a blood problem because you're on the metformin and the glyphosate, but you don't just have a blood problem, you have a blood sugar problem. Now, where does sugar come from? Does it come from little elves that shoot sugar arrows at us? Probably not. Does it come from sugar pixie dust that somebody drops on us? Probably not. You see where I'm going here? What you got, my dear, is a sugar issue. You got a food issue. You got an eating issue. So what you want to do if you want to get off the drugs and you want to save your kidneys, and I highly recommend that you do, is you start changing the way you eat and start changing the way you supplement. And I'm not just talking to you, ma'am. I'm talking to every single one of the 100 million diabetics or pre-diabetics that are out in this country. It is a serious, serious problem, and it is as tragic as it is serious. Why? Because we have full control over it. We have 100% control over it. We have 100% control over it without our doctors, without our pharmacists, without insurance, without Obamacare, without poisoning ourselves with prescription drugs that don't do anything for us anyway. So what you got to do is, number one, you got to wean yourself off of foods that throw off your blood sugar. And you probably know the drill. You probably heard it a million times. Grains and pasta and rice and potatoes and desserts and fruit juices and even fruits to a certain extent. All the foods that whack out the blood sugar. That's step number one. Now, if you try to use willpower, that's going to be difficult to do. because we are hardwired. Our brain wants sugar. You can fight it, and you can probably, if you're a Navy SEAL or you're a Zen meditation master or a Tai Chi master, you may be able to have enough willpower to wean yourself off of it. But for most of us, you're going to have to replace those calories with another type of food, and that's protein. The more protein you eat, the less blood sugar messing up foods you're going to want. And that's the way you do it. So get yourself on the Slender FX, start using whey protein, eat more protein with your meals. You don't want to overdo protein either, but you still want to replace those fast-burning carbohydrates with protein. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is get on the Mighty 90. And if your creatine is already starting to move up, your kidney function is already starting to break down, this is really serious. Dialysis is like an epidemic, and that's the last thing you want to ever have happen to you. So it's awful. It's absolutely miserable. And dialysis will kill you, too, for that matter. So you don't want any dialysis. You want to save your kidneys. Get on the Healthy Start Pack. Hang tight, because this is real important. We'll finish up when we come back from our break and take more calls as well at 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. Toll free, I'm Pharmacist Ben along with Doug Winfrey. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program on the ZBS Radio Network. All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 831-685-1080 is your priority line number, or 888-379-2552, toll-free. We're talking to Trish in Washington. I'm spending a little bit of time with you, Trish, because there's 100 million people who are in your boat, or thereabouts. Okay. So it's really, really important, and it's as common as diabetes and blood sugar issues are. They call it dysglycemia. As common as it is, it's equally tragic, because we have so much control over how our blood sugar shows up. We have so much control over this deadly, deadly disease that is an epidemic in this country and around the world. And drugs don't help. And they keep coming out with new drugs, and they're not going to help, because it's an eating disorder. It's a food disease. So what you got to do is you got to, number 1, stay away from the foods that throw off the blood sugar, and that's easier said than done. I recognize that, but it must be done. The body's just not used to handling that much sugar, and it throws off the chemistry. And keep in mind, cereal and bread and pasta and potatoes and rice, they're all sugar. So weaning yourself off of those foods by using more protein, step number 1. Step number 2, get on a nutritional supplement program. It's absolutely vital for everyone, but it's extra vital for you, ma'am. If your kidneys are starting to break down, this is serious business. This is not time to play around. So what you want to do is you want to get on the Healthy Start Pack. If you're not on it, after all meals, take 2 or 3. The Sweeties product. After all meals, take 2 or 3 Sweeties capsules. Yes, the Healthy Start Pack is also important. That's going to get you the Mighty 90. The most important nutritional elements for fighting or taking care of your blood sugar are the B complex of vitamins, especially thiamine, which is vitamin B1, and niacin, which is vitamin B3. They're all important, and that's what you're going to get in the Healthy Start Pack. And that's one of the neat things about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, by the way, is it's packed and loaded with the B vitamins and other water-soluble nutrients. Here's the thing, ma'am. Diabetes, one of the things that happens, as you know, with diabetes is you go to the bathroom a lot, right? You urinate a lot. Right? Well, guess what happens every time you urinate? Well, you're urinating your B complex out. And the B complex are the most important of the sugar metabolizing vitamins. That means every time you urinate, you're becoming more deficient in the B complex. You're becoming more deficient in the very vitamins that are important for helping you stabilize your blood sugar. And what's going to happen? Your blood sugar is going to get worse and worse. Did your doctor tell you to get on the B complex of vitamins and make sure you're sipping on them all day long? Probably not, unless he's one of the rare physicians, right? Go look it up. Thiamine and niacin for blood sugar. So get on the BTT stat. That's pharmacy talk for right away. Get on the Healthy Start Pack in general. Get on the Sweeties product, and I wouldn't be wasting any time, ma'am. And here's another one for you. The Biolumin Nightly Essence, fermented foods, probiotics, those are the good bacteria that you'll get in the Biolumin Nightly Essence, can also be incredibly helpful for all digestive issues, all pancreatic issues, and all blood sugar issues. Magnesium is also a very important mineral. You'll get that in the OsteoMag product for blood sugar, that is. A couple other nutrients that might help you. One is an amino acid called taurine. You'll find that in seafood. And then another is an amino acid called arginine, and that's found in whey protein, the Slender FX, and other high protein kinds of foods. So arginine, taurine, magnesium, the Sweeties from Longevity, the B vitamins, the B complex, the Healthy Start Pack, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, can. Wean yourself off those problem foods. And Trish, really, you got to start right away. The good news is, the bad news is you got to start right away because you got some problems. The good news is you can turn it around quickly. And anybody out there who's got diabetes or has got blood sugar issues, I'm telling you this from my own observations, from my clinical experience as well as from how I understand how the body works. Diabetes can be turned around, and very, very quickly. Depending on how bad your blood sugar is, ma'am, it may take longer or shorter, but you can begin to turn it around right away. And I highly encourage you to do that. Okay, Trish?
Okay.
Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it. God bless.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, who's next, Douglas? I guess the music's next, Douglas.
Yeah, break time is next.
All right, let's take a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. If you want to talk to us, it's 831-685-1080. That is your priority line number, or 888-379-2552. Toll free. We'll be back right after this.
Let's head to Georgia, and Nadij, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Nadij.
Yes,
I like
sir.
that name.
Hello, how you doing?
How do you spell that? N-A-D-I-J?
Nedege. Nadej.
Nadej, how beautiful. French?
Yes.
It's a French name, Nadej. How can we help you, Nadej?
Yes, sir. I had a baby about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I had her on Monday the 12th, and on the 15th, I just passed out, like I was having seizures, like.
Okay.
Until now, sometimes I just stay, my head feel light, my arms start getting numb.
Got it. Are you breastfeeding, Nadej?
Yeah, I'm breastfeeding her.
How's your breast milk? Is your breast milk coming out good?
Yeah, it's coming out good.
Okay, good.
And the problem I have, they told me to be on the healthy heart and brain. So I start getting it, but I'm wondering, am I on the right path, or do I have anything else to add?
Many more. Much more. You're losing, when your breast milk, first, there's a couple things. First of all, after you have a baby, your hormones start to change. Your estrogen and your progesterone, and so it's not atypical. It's not unusual that you be tired, or some people get depressed, postpartum depression, seizures. Passing out is a little bit extreme, but I can see how it's happening. It tells me that the body is under some severe stress. There's a couple of reasons why you pass out. One, it could be just frank nutritional deficiencies. Another can be your blood vessels are opening up too wide, following changes in your hormones. There's a lot of things, but the most important thing you want to do is understand you're losing nutrients in your breast milk. Nature cares about your baby more than it cares about you at this point, and that's how nature is. The next generation is always more important than the last generation. So it's extra mega important that you start taking in both the correct micronutrients, that's vitamins and minerals, and that's the Healthy Start Pack. You said the Healthy Start Pack. What did you tell me you were on? Was it the Healthy Start Pack?
Heart and brain.
Okay, heart and brain. I'm not sure what extra ones that has, but you're still going to get the Mighty 90. All the packs will get you the Mighty 90. So that's your basic microscopic nutrients, your micronutrients they call them. Make sure you're sipping on the BTT all day long and not doing it just once, all at once. Make sure you're sipping on it, and I'd be taking a double or triple dose of the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, again, keeping in mind that your baby's getting a lot of these nutrients. Secondly, by the way, this is great for your baby. Secondly, if you have any digestive issues, you want to make sure that you're paying attention. And if you notice that you feel dizzy or woozy after specific foods, and this can happen and you may not even notice it. So when you get dizzy, when you get woozy, as you described, see if you can relate it to foods, because this may be a sign that you're not handling certain foods correctly, especially sugars. One of the things that happens when a woman is building a baby and when she has a baby is changes in blood sugar. So you may be going into what's called some kind of hypoglycemic low blood sugar incident, and so you're going to want to make sure that you're eating more protein. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to lose protein in the milk. The baby's going to get that protein. You're going to become protein deficient. And one of the things that happens, and I should have said this to Trish, but I'll say it now, one of the things that happens when we're protein deficient is we crave sugar. So if you are craving sugar, or if you're eating a lot of sugar, and again, bread is sugar, and pasta is sugar, and rice and potatoes and cereals are sugar, if you find yourself gravitating to the pasta and the potatoes, this is an indicator that you're deficient in protein. You want to start yourself on the Slender FX and other good protein foods. Eggs are really good. Try not to cook your eggs too much. Seafood is also good. Meat, obviously, dairy, those are good sources of protein. Of course, they do have their own problems, but they're good sources of protein. So making sure you're getting your micronutrients in the Healthy Start Pack or the Brain Pack, if that's what you're using. Those are your Mighty 90 essential nutrients. Working with your digestive system, eliminating problem foods, staying away from foods that are causing that woozy feeling if you notice that's happening. Getting on the probiotics, which is the Biolumin Nightly Essence. You may want to throw in the sweeties, actually, and then making sure that you're getting enough protein. You may want to talk to your doctor about using some progesterone cream as well. That may have a beneficial effect. Okay?
One more thing.
Sure.
Somebody told me that I can give my baby, they heard Dr. Wallach said that we can, even newborn, you can just cut the multi-EFA and then just squeeze it in the baby's mouth.
If Dr. Wallach told you that, you go for that. I'm going to defer to Dr. Wallach on that, okay?
Okay. All right.
Thanks so much, Nadej. Good to talk to you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. God bless. And congratulations, too, by the way. All right. Who's next, Doug?
Let's head to Alabama. And Sandy, you're on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
What's up, Sandy?
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hello there.
Yes. Well, I have a upper respiratory. Well, I'm not sure it's upper respiratory. I have this, like an allergy drainage that I have constantly. I've had it all my adult life, and I'm 60 years old.
We can take care of that.
And
you want us to take care of that for you right away? I can take care of that for you today.
I've been using the Healthy Start Pack.
Is it helping
for the last 3 months?
Is it helping you?
It's awesome. It has really helped.
Okay, well, that's good to hear. That's what I was going to tell you.
I still have a little bit.
We'll fix it up. We'll fix it up, Sandy. Here's the deal, okay? Whenever you have drainage, whenever you have leakage, whenever you have fluid accumulation, you're dealing with A, circulation, and B, an allergic response. Okay, one or the other. Circulatory system, and they're related, obviously, because your immune response is largely a circulatory problem. So between circulation and immunity, you're going to have leakage. If you don't have any blood pressure issues, heart issues, cardiovascular issues, if you're young, chances are you're dealing with a food allergy. All right? And if you've had it all your life, almost 100% guarantee you're dealing with a food allergy. So here's what you need to do. Okay, Sandy? Stay on the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. Those are baseline. Everybody needs them. If you're breathing, you need the Mighty 90. If you're a human being, or an animal for that matter, you need essential nutrients. Stay on those. But start to place attention on digestive health. Now, I understand that's a leap. You're talking about your lungs, you're talking about your respiratory system, and here's Pharmacist Ben on the radio talking about digestion. What's one thing got to do with the other? A lot. Because your immune system is largely located in the digestive tract and also the respiratory system, and it sounds to me like we're dealing with an immune problem, which means digestion always first. So look for problem foods. If you have constipation or diarrhea or blue stools or heartburn or gas or bloating, then you're ahead of the game. That's actually a good thing if you have any of those health issues, because that'll give you an easier way to detect what kind of foods you're having a problem with. Every time you have gas, or every time you have heartburn, or every time you have some kind of bowel problem, just connect it with a food that you ate 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours ago and eliminate that food. That is step number one. Now, if you don't know if you have digestive problems, look for them. It's in your interest to find them, because then you can eliminate them. So you want to, if you don't know you have them, hunt for them and then eliminate them. If you do know you have them, connect them up to foods and then eliminate those foods. The second thing you want to do is get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Next to the 90 essential nutrients, I can't think of any nutritional supplement that we have or that anybody has that's more helpful for the immune system, and that's for allergies, and that's for fluid leakages. Sometimes it happens in the inner ear, sometimes it happens in the respiratory tract, or any kind of immune problem, even just hay fever. The Biolumin Nightly Essence is spectacular for supporting immune health, and it should come as no surprise because it's a incredibly important and incredibly functional digestive health support supplement. So get on the Biolumin Nightly Essence right away. It wouldn't hurt you to get on the digestive enzymes either, and I always counsel my patients to use a little swig of apple cider vinegar with the digestive enzymes and make sure you're taking those after meals. So you got your Mighty 90, your Biolumin Nightly Essence, digestive enzymes, using them with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and most importantly, look for problem foods and then eliminate those. Okay, Sandy?
Yeah, I have done that. I mean, and I've had all kind of tests done and everything.
Forget tests, sweetheart. Forget tests.
Yeah, I know.
You're the test. Your body's the test.
All of it.
Well, you haven't been through all of it yet because you still got a little bit going on. So find out that little piece that's missing is what you're looking for. All right, got to move on, Sandy. Thanks so much for your call. Hope we helped you out. I'm Pharmacist Ben, along with Doug Winfrey, sitting in for Dr. Wallach today on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. We're going to take a break and come back with more of your phone calls right after this. Don't go away. All right, we're back on the Dead Doctors Don't Lie program. Got a few more minutes to talk to you at 831-685-1080 or 888-379-2552. Who's next, Doug?
Well, let's head to Astoria, New York. And Demetrius, you are on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hey, Demetrius. You're from my hometown, my stomping grounds.
Really?
I'm from Queens.
Cool.
Can't you tell with my New York twang?
Yeah.
What's going on, Demetrius? How can we help you, buddy?
I was diagnosed with arthritis of my hips last summer, and consequently my knees have also hurt me before that.
Okay.
And I've been on the, the Bone and Joint Pack 2.0 for about a month now, and I want to know, being that I'm 41 years old, more active, and I'm heavy, I'm 300 pounds, I want to know, do I need to take other products?
Oh, yeah. I hope you're taking a 300-pound. First of all, you got to get some weight off those knees. That's the first thing you want to do. Yes. But that you can call on another day because that'll be a project. But first thing you want to do is wean yourself off the fast-burning sugars. That's the most important thing, and eat more protein and get yourself in the gym and start working out a little bit. That's for the weight. For arthritis, you want to think of that as an inflammatory disease, and the inflammatory system. Okay, this is so important, Demetrius. Check this out. The inflammatory system is the way the Defense Department shows up. You have a Defense Department in your body. It's called your immune system, right? It manifests itself. It shows up as inflammation. That means when you have an inflammatory issue, which is almost every single chronic degenerative disease you can name, including arthritis. Arthritis is in the joints, obviously. When you have an inflammatory issue, you want to look at what's getting into your body inappropriately. Just like the last 2 or 3 callers, we said something is getting into the body probably through foods. So what you want to do for arthritis is, in addition to making sure you're on that Healthy Start Pack and the Mighty 90, is focus on digestive health, the digestive system's health, okay? That means biolumin nightly essence as soon as possible. That means the digestive enzymes after all your meals. And by the way, the digestive enzymes between meals, that is on an empty stomach, can be very, very effective for all inflammatory pain issues. And even migraine headaches, dental pain, certainly joint pain, and certainly arthritis can benefit by using the ultimate enzymes on an empty stomach. But then you also want to take them with food to help you process your food. And as I was saying earlier, a little swig of apple cider vinegar wouldn't hurt you. Make sure you're doubling up on that osteomag. That's what I'd be doing. Magnesium is very helpful for arthritis. Double up on the osteomag. And at 300 pounds, you're going to want to triple your essential fatty acids, your ultimate EFAs. They're very, very important for all health issues, but especially for inflammatory health issues. And they're especially helpful for arthritis. So at 300 pounds, you're going to definitely need to make sure that you're taking extra nutritional supplementation. The good news is when you lose weight, then you can save yourself some money because you won't need to take as many nutrients. All right, does that help you, my man?
It does.
Okay, good deal. God bless, and I hope that works out for you. Let's see if we can get one more call in, Doug. Can we?
Yeah, let's head to King City, California. And Michael, you are on with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs.
Hi, Pharmacist.
Hey, Michael.
I called once before about my wife's thyroid condition.
Okay.
And I just need to know what supplements to give her.
Lots. Thyroid regulates everything, everything. So, first of all, it's going to regulate the digestive system. That means I'm assuming you mean hypothyroid, right? Low thyroid.
Yeah,
correct?
She gets heartburn and she's gained weight and her hair.
Michael,
problems.
is she hypo or hyper? Too much or too little thyroid?
Too little.
Too little. Okay. The thyroid regulates the digestive system. That means she's going to be suffering from all kinds of digestive problems with the hypothyroid condition. That means she's not going to absorb her nutrients. And one of the neat things about the longevity nutrients is the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and the Osteomag is the liquid fashion. That means if you're dealing with a hypothyroid issue or any digestive issue, really, if you had a gallbladder removed, if you have Crohn's disease or celiac disease, and you have an impaired digestive system, and just because you don't have a frank health issue, most of us are going to have an impaired digestive system just from our 21st century lifestyle. So the liquid nutrition is your best friend. And by the way, that means soups, that means juices, vegetable juices, that is, smoothies. Anything you can do to liquefy your foods is in your interest. So make sure she's on that Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Make sure she's on the Healthy Start Pack. Make sure she's using the Biolumin Nightly Essence. Make sure she's throwing in some Ocean's Gold as well. And here's the neatest thing and the most important thing about good health in general, especially about the thyroid, which regulates all the systems in the body. Love your body. Be kind to your body. Treat your body like you would your best friend, or even better, like your baby. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks so much for listening, friends. For Doug Winfrey, Doc Wallach, all the folks at ZBS, have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.